All right, today we're going to talk about a truly remarkable car. But as you're about to see, the story behind the car, well, that's even more incredible than its absolutely mind-blowing performance. So let's just start with a number, 715. Yeah, that's the horsepower we're dealing with here.
And how about another one? 8.8. That's 8.8 liters of raw American V8 muscle.
Okay, and one more for good measure, 2.9. That's 2.9 seconds, the time it takes this beast to launch from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. Just insane.
I mean, those are world-class supercar-level stats. So you got to ask yourself, right? What kind of expert engineering team with, decades of experience does it take to create something like this? Well, the answer is probably not what you're thinking.
Okay, so let's get into it. The car is a completely custom 1969 Chevrolet Corvette C3, and it wasn't born in some high-tech facility in Detroit or a legendary workshop in Italy. Nope, it came to life in a small garage on the outskirts of Prague.
But this is where the story gets really good. When we meet the guy who actually built it, and it's here we find out that pure passion, well, sometimes it can beat a lifetime of experience.
The mastermind behind this whole insane project is a guy named Michal Vidurek, and his day job isn't running some world-famous custom shop. He's an IT professional.
And get this, because this part is just incredible. Before he started this 5-year journey, Michal freely admits he had basically zero mechanical experience. He literally couldn't even do an oil change. So the big question is, why? Why would a complete novice decide to take on a project this huge? Well, it all kicked off with this idea, this philosophy of connecting two completely different worlds of cars.
You see, Michal wanted that raw, emotional feeling you get from a classic muscle car, but he also wanted it to have modern performance and, to actually be reliable. And that's when he stumbled upon the idea of the Restomod. It was the perfect word for his vision.
And this really gets to the heart of it. On one hand, you have the classic soul, that timeless design, that pure emotion. And on the other hand, you transplant the guts of a modern monster. You get crazy performance, you get reliability, you get 50 years of R&D packed into it.
But look, a dream like this doesn't just happen. The build itself was anything but a walk in the park. We're not talking about a weekend project here. This was a 5-year ordeal that pushed his dedication to the absolute limit.
And you can really see the struggle here. I mean, it starts in 2021, but by year 2, they're already hitting what they called unsolvable technical problems. In year 3, they're having to custom design a hood just to fit that monster engine. It took 5 long years before it was finally ready.
And you gotta understand, this journey was full of doubt. Michal himself said that there were so many times he just wanted to quit, to abandon the whole thing. And honestly, that makes the fact that they finished it even more amazing.
Now, while Michal and his partner were the brains in Prague, they knew they needed the best parts on the planet. So they put together what was basically a global dream team of specialists.
And man, when you look at the parts list, you see just how global this project really was. The heart of the beast, the engine, the transmission, the widebody, all sourced from specialists in the USA. The super fine interior upholstery, that came from the UK, and it all came together for the finishing touches right there in the Czech Republic. That little workshop basically became a hub for the best parts in the world.
And what does all that global teamwork get you? Well, just look at this spec sheet. It's a who's who of top-tier parts. You've got that massive 8.8-liter engine, a body widened by 20 centimeters, and check out those tires. Michelin Pilot Sports, 355s in the rear. Are you kidding me? Every single piece on this car is the best of the best.
So, after 5 years of trial and error of just pure persistence, what happens? What's the payoff? Well, as soon as this car rolled out of the workshop, the world started to notice, big time. I mean, right out of the gate, in its very first year, this Corvette became a total sensation on the European show circuit. It wasn't just getting nice comments, it was winning awards, being featured at major festivals, and getting invited to some of the most prestigious motor shows in the world. Talk about validation for all that hard work.
But you know what's cool?
For Michal, the trophies weren't the real prize. He said what he values most is the thing that nobody else can see. It's that invisible victory, just knowing that when they faced impossible odds, they figured it out. The simple fact that they actually managed to do it. And if you thought this was a one-time thing, think again. The journey is far from over. They're already taking everything they learned and pouring it into their next massive project, a 1971 Pontiac Firebird. I can't wait to see that one.
At the end of the day, Michal's story just proves you don't need a famous last name or a fancy degree to build something extraordinary. It shows that when your only real tools are creativity and a refusal to give up, you can create something that even the experts would envy. Which leaves us all with a question, right? What could you build if the only thing stopping you was your own imagination?